Hello. This video is about daylight savings time, or more accurately, why do we need daylight savings time? It's basically a nuisance. Every 6 months, we have to mess around with the clock. So I think we should just get rid of it. Why bother? Just go back to Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get up an hour early in the summer, you've got an alarm clock or a cell phone. Get up an hour early. Or 2 hours early. But leave the Eastern Standard Time alone. Please. Doesn't the government mess with our lives enough already? It's just a waste of time. Well, anyway, before I go any further, I'm going to plug my book again. And you can go on YouTube and pick up a copy. Or if you don't want to buy it, you can look at the table of contents and see what it's all about, see what's in it. And you can even read the first chapter for free. And basically the first chapter tells you what time really is. So, enough of the book. But I also want to bring up an experience I had maybe 10, 15 years ago. I worked in a dental lab, and the boss was one of these people that likes to leap out of bed at 4 in the morning and run a mile, and then cook a full breakfast, and then do all the chores. And by 6 o'clock, they're ready to go. And so my boss at this time said, okay, we're all going to come to work an hour early at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, oh my God, what is this person thinking? So the day came. I had to get up an hour early and get the fog out of my eyes and drive to work. But the first thing I noticed when I got to work was the parking lot was empty. I could park anywhere I wanted to. And so that felt kind of good. And then I went into the lab and started working, and after a while, everything was normal again. And then lunchtime came at 11 o'clock. So I usually went across the parking lot and got a burger, some fries, and a Coke. And I would go sit in the truck. I had a pickup truck then. But when I got to When I got to the burger joint, there was nobody there much. Maybe one or two people. I didn't have to stand in line. So that was another advantage. So I went over to the truck and ate the burger and all that stuff and listened to the radio for half an hour. And at the time, I was in my 60s, I think. And when you work in a dental lab, you sit all day working with little tiny teeth. And so about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you really get tired and bored and just... And the boss didn't like that. So I started eating my lunch, listening to the radio for half an hour. And as soon as that was done, I would lay down in the bench seat. My pickup had a bench seat. So I could lay back and just go to sleep. And I would go to sleep completely. And I would just go blank for a half an hour. And that way, I didn't fall asleep in the afternoons. So that was my habit. And right next door to the dental lab was a big church. And they had a big church bell. And every hour on the hour, it would go boom if it was 1 o'clock. If it was 2 o'clock, it would go boom, boom. So anyway, by going to lunch at 11 o'clock, the next hour would be 12 o'clock. So this church bell bonged 12 times. And there's no way I could sleep through that. And that was another advantage. And at the end of the day, it was 4 o'clock. So we got off an hour early, basically. And we didn't have near as much traffic going home. So all of this was just thought up by the boss. It had nothing to do with the government. Didn't have to petition the local authorities to do it or anything. She just did it. And you can do the same thing too if you want. You can get up an hour early in the summer or whenever you want. So that's an example of people doing what they want to, not having to put up with daylight savings time. And another kind of extreme example is, I'm pretty sure it was John Travolta, the movie star. He would go to bed, he would get up at 5 o'clock every morning. And he would work all day at his job. And then at 10 o'clock, he would go to bed, 10 o'clock at night. But he lived in Florida in this, I guess you'd call it an aviation community. And he has this big 707 jet, I think, outside of his house. And so he would get up at 5 o'clock, but not 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock p.m. Or he would go to bed. Now, let me get this straight now. He would get up when he got up at 5 o'clock, he was getting up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 p.m. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. He'd get up when everybody else was getting off work, he would be getting up. So basically, he would get up and work all night till 10 o'clock at night was his, or 10 o'clock in the morning is when he went to bed. So basically, he would sleep all day in Florida and work all night because of all the people he knew in California. So that's pretty extreme. But hey, he didn't have to ask the government if it was okay. So let me see here. Yeah, I think I said it all. So you can do all kinds of things. You can sleep all day, work all night, and you don't need the government telling you what to do with the clock. We just need to get rid of daylight savings time, I think. Because every 6 months you have to remember to do this. And I think there's even health problems caused by this. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I've read about it. I've read that it messes with people's minds somehow. So, well, I guess that's the end of the video. I said my piece. Just get rid of daylight savings time. Goodbye.